Good morning. Happy Black Friday. Good morning to everybody. 46 degrees here in Conway, South Carolina. Got blue skies. I don't see any clouds out there. Been hanging out with Bailey and Maya. A couple dogs here. Got a German Shepherd mix and a Lab mix here. And I've been babysitting them for a couple days while my friend Jessica was in going to Georgia, I believe. Just getting a message back from Jordan, my friend there. He was saying that he can't make it to go with me to Raleigh. Thought I was going to Charlotte. I'm actually going to Raleigh. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. You've got a couple things accomplished already. I had an old vacuum that wasn't working well for me, and one of my renters happened to have a vacuum that was given to him, and he has all hardwood floors now. So he gave me that vacuum, and it works great. And the only downside to this newer vacuum to me was the cord wasn't as long as my other one. And so I thought, well, I'm going to take the old cord from my old vacuum and attach it to the new vacuum with the cord there. And so now I got almost double the length, and we can get most of the house on one plug instead of having to plug and then move and plug, vacuum and move. That's out of the way. I also made some 5-gallon bucket of homemade liquid laundry detergent. If you guys want to learn how to save some money, a great way to do that is find you a recipe online that works for you. But one that works for me is a liquid detergent. It kind of becomes clumpy because of the borax, but you can mix that in back to a liquid once after 24 hours once it's cooled. But I use a bar soap that's in the washing aisle at the old big box store. It's called Fels Naphtha, and there's also a bar called Zote, Z-O-T-E. Fels Naphtha's F-E-L-S dash N-A-P-T-H-A, I believe. Anyway, those two with some borax and washing soda, not baking soda, but washing soda. Mix those ingredients together. Once you've got your soaps ground into a powder and dissolved on the stove with some hot water, and then you add that to your 5-gallon bucket and just mix it until everything is dissolved, and get it up to the 5-gallon mark. Put your lid on, let it sit for 24 hours to cool off, and once it cools, it kind of becomes like a yogurt consistency. But you can then take a mixer. I've got like a paint mixer that goes on a drill, and you just put it in there and mix it all up, and then it's a liquid. But either way, even if it's still lumpy, you can still wash with that, and the clumps don't, or they dissolve really well. So good morning in the room here. It's Black Friday all across the country. I am not leaving the house until I have to go to work. I'm not doing any shopping out there. Not even going to do any shopping online. I probably could do some, but I'm going to skip all that. I'm taking care of some stuff at home, catching up on the old laundry. Just got done walking my friend Jessica's dogs, and around 2:15, 2:30, I'll walk my neighbor's dogs, Gunner and Ammo, and then we got Maya and Bailey. For Thanksgiving, I kind of just stuck around the house. I was invited by my neighbor to go to his family's Thanksgiving, and I've done that the past couple of years. This year, I had a bone-in ham and had my sides, and I just slow cooked a bone-in ham on the grill, and did about almost 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, and fantastic, wonderful ham. Always is nice and juicy, and was able to cut that up and had some beans and some cooked carrots and a little brown sugar and pineapple on the ham. It was always wonderful. So yeah, I actually enjoyed my Thanksgiving. I didn't have to go and do a whole bunch of stuff. Not that that's always bad, but sometimes it's nice to just sit home and catch up on some things at home that you need to do. And hang out with some dogs and sit around and just take it easy. So that's what I did yesterday. Today we are open again at work. We were closed for Thanksgiving, so that's nice. Our company does that for its employees every Thanksgiving and Christmas. We are closed. They say it's because they believe they want their employees to be with their family during that time of year, which is a great gesture. Almost through my first cup of coffee. I got up about 9:30. The dogs started yapping about. I don't know if Cindy was outside walking her dog and maybe feeding the cats, and that's what they were getting excited about. But they've been great dogs, German Shepherd mix and a Lab mix, and they've just been really, really friendly. They listen to me really well. We go outside, and I say, let's go inside, and they follow me right in. I do keep a leash on them because I've never met these dogs, and I'm not sure how they would act with other animals. So I took them back in the woods, 14 acres. We walked back there. They absolutely loved it. The owner that has these dogs lives in town, and so I don't think they get to see the woods very often, but they really enjoyed that. What else have I been up to? Really not a whole lot. Kicking back. Going up to Raleigh. I thought I was going to Charlotte. I'm actually going to Raleigh on Sunday morning. Got a friend that lives up there that a couple friends actually that are going to what they call a Friendsgiving. It's actually my first Friendsgiving. But it's some friends I met while I was down in Atlanta, and we became pretty good pals. And so I'm going to take a road trip up there from where I'm at. It's 3 hours and 19 minutes, 198 miles north, slightly northwest of me, more north than west, but we'll see how it goes. Looks like there's a little construction on 95. That's on I-40 west, I guess. Yeah, 95. What do I call it? It's 40. Right next to Dan K. Moore Freeway. Talked with Daryl the other day for quite some time. He's in Windsor, Ontario, doing his thing. Oh, look at the news. CBS News. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Black Friday underway. Sales expected to hit $23 billion as more shoppers head online. Yep, looks like people are fighting over TVs in Myrtle Beach. This is why I don't go out on Black Friday. It looks like a nightmare. Not worth it to me. I'll spend the extra $30, $40 or whatever it is to get what I want when I need it. Not a whole lot that I need anymore. I'm getting to that age where it's like, what do you buy for dad? Dad has everything. Well, I'm kind of getting to that point. Not that I have everything, just I have everything I need. Probably a little more than I need. I really liked a quote that I was reading about these people that were caravanners that kind of drove their RV. Patty, good morning. Stay home for Black Friday. Me too. But I was reading a thing where people that were living out of their vehicles, RVs and vans and cars and Priuses and all kinds of things. But a similar quote that they all had is the less you have, really the more you have in life, because you get to spend more time with your family and close ones than on your cell phone or doing whatever else you'd be doing with stuff. So I really like that idea. The less you have is the more you have. So it's hard for me to kind of get rid of things because we never really had stuff. But if I think I can use something down the road, I like to hold on to it, because usually I do find a use for a lot of the things, and it saves me a lot of money. So in that point of view, or in that spectrum, I do kind of hoard some things. For example, in my toolbox, any hardware I can find: screws, bolts, nuts, gaskets, washers, wire nuts, any type of zip tie or anything that I can kind of salvage. I do keep and I find a use down the road for it. That's another side of my upcycling, a term that I learn to appreciate. It's along with recycling. It's taking one person's trash and making it your own treasure. I'm too much of a pack rat, right? I know, I can't help it. I mean, I'm in a 14 by 66 trailer. It's only 964 square feet. And for one person, it should be more than enough. And I've got this place pretty packed full of my stuff. I was thinking if I was married and I had a couple kids, this trailer just wouldn't do it, or maybe it would, and it could if I would just get rid of some of my stuff. But I really need a garage. I need to build me a small little garage that I can put my air compressor, my welder, put my vise, my tools, and my toolbox, and that'd free up a lot because I have my smallest bedroom. It's a 3-bedroom trailer. There's a master, then there's a guest room, and then there's what looks like a child bedroom, but I've turned that into a tool room. And if I could clear that room out, that would definitely help a lot. I've got a lot of things under a tarp outside because I don't have a shed. I've been looking at them. I've seen them at Lowe's and Home Depot where they deliver them to you. My brother, he's a carpenter. We grew up doing carpentry, and he says, one of these times we get down there, that we'll just knock it out and build one and save some money. But I've got a riding lawnmower under a tarp. I've got my motorcycle under a tarp, which, speaking of, I need to make a note of that. My motorcycle work on motorcycle. For some reason, I can't get to start. I've cleaned the carburetor. I don't know if it's getting sparked. That's the next thing I'm going to check. The battery did go dead on it. I put the jumper box on it, was able to get it cranking over, but it never did start. So if I can get it to run, I'm going to probably put that thing up for sale. It's a bike I built with a friend probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's a really nice motorcycle. Old Suzuki was, I believe 2005 Suzuki Boulevard that we turned into a cafe racer style motorcycle. It looks really cool. It always gets a bunch of great looks, and people come asking questions and talking about it, but it is not comfortable to ride. You're leaning over and like a sport bike, and I'm getting to a point. I guess I want something a little more comfortable. And actually, I don't think I want to be riding motorcycles at all anymore. I mean, they're just way too dangerous, and the traffic here, I just see all the accidents all the time, and I'm not interested in it anymore. You do realize that if you get more storage space, you'll get more stuff. Patty, I know you're right. Dang it. You are right. If I get more storage space, I'll get more stuff. Well, I'm trying to be putting pressure onto myself about liquidation. I've got those 2 vending machines, the Pepsi machine and the Lance Cracker vending machine for snacks. I've got the Lance Cracker vending machine for sale now on Let Go. I'm trying to liquidate a little bit of my stuff. I did sell snacks out of it. I didn't sell hundreds of dollars worth, maybe $30 a month, if that. But the soda machine does a lot better. So I figured it's got a long fluorescent bulb in it that lights it up, and instead of running power to that the whole time, I figured I'll go ahead and put that back up on Let Go. I got a pretty good deal on the machine when I got it, so I maybe will get rid of it for a fairly decent price to the next customer without gouging too hard. The old Pepsi machine's doing good, though. I had to replace the refrigeration unit in it fall? And it was a refurbished unit, and it's still keeping sodas nice and cold. The machine is running just the way it should. It does pull more power than the Lance Cracker machine, but it makes more money. So we're going to leave the Pepsi machine, and once I move the Lance machine, I may be able to pull something like my tractor underneath there. That would help with it a little bit. That was my granddad's 1973 Cub Cadet. So I want to try to keep it and in somewhat decent shape, and I'd like to have it for a lot of years now that I'm mowing this big lot out here, and I've got my rental property I've got to cut grass too. Had a couple of problems with the mowing deck. I just was unfamiliar with how it all worked. It was kind of old and had to learn the mechanics of it, and finally got the deck figured out where it sits without falling completely off the rails. And so I do know it needs some new mower blades. That'll be something I'll do in spring, maybe this fall if I have a little more time. That looks like it's quite a big job too, to take the deck off. It does need them. They're pretty rounded off blades, and they're pretty dull. It got pretty cool last night. We were in the 30s. I want to say around 37. Let me see. How cold did it get last night? Today's 23rd, so the 22nd. Low of 37. Yeah. So I've been using this little space heater. It's a Legion from Home Depot by Hampton Bay. And I just moved it from my living room, or my kitchen rather, to my bedroom when I go to bed. And my bedroom was, I had turned down the heat in the middle of the night. It got too hot in there. But when I woke up, it was 73 this morning. But when I woke up in the middle of the night, it was 81. So it worked pretty well. But I have yet to turn on my main heat. So I'm just curious if this will save any electricity or not. I know it's 110 volt. It may be running longer than the actual home heat, but we'll see. We'll see when it comes. So I'll have to let everybody know what it's doing. Let's see. Got some scam emails coming in my email account about a PayPal order that I made. And I'm going to skip on those. I'm going to mark that as a phishing scam. Yeah, I've got all kinds of things that come to my email inbox, and so I get rid of a lot of that. Well, I can't say a lot of it because right now it says I have 23,800 in my inbox. This is an old email address. Oh, Patty, you are right. The more storage space I get, the more stuff I'm going to have. Well, I just have to be conscious about that. I really just want to get some of this stuff out of the weather. I need to sell my van. I've got too many vehicles. I've got 3 for one person, a little Ford Ranger, the Pathfinder, and the van, and the motorcycle. So yeah, I need to start liquidating soon. Someone had mentioned, they're like, go ahead and put it up on sale because tax time comes. They'll be looking to buy. So maybe I need to spend some time doing that. Have you heard the Mark Lowry song, Mary Did You Know? My favorite version is Dylan Scott. I've heard a lot of versions of the Mary Did You Know. I'm not sure about the Mark Lowry. Mary Did You Know? Oh, there's UPS. I'm expecting some LED lights, but I don't know. Going back in the cul-de-sac. Mary, did you know? You baby girl. Mary, did you know? Let me look out of here. I'll pull it up, but I won't be able to play it until after I get off the live stream because of copyright infringement. Did you know? Oh, Mark Lowry wrote the song. Okay. Dylan Scott. I'll look up Dylan Scott, Mary Did You Know? Dyl Scott. That pulls it right up. Okay, fairly new upload. It looks like it was uploaded a year ago. Dylan Scott Country. Yep, he's got a YouTube page, Dylan Scott Country. Yeah, I'll watch that. Once I hop off it here. That's one of those songs that gets stuck in my head too. It's so catchy. Mary, did you know? Patty, I don't know if you heard. I got asked to do a wedding in Virginia. I guess online there's a way to become an ordained minister. My father was a Christian non-denominational preacher my whole life, and a couple friends of mine, Elise Trefney and Matt Crouch, they asked if I could perform their wedding in Virginia in March, and I'm a little anxious about it, but I think I'll do fine. My mom told me to look up 1 Corinthians 13. This is part of the Bible where Dad used. He called it the love chapter, and he used that a lot in weddings. And Dad, I remember Dad always saying that, he'd keep weddings. They need to be, or they don't need to be, but they don't need to be any longer than 10 minutes long. He said, you're just as married as you are with an hour talk or a 10-minute talk. And I remember my dad doing a lot of weddings. So he actually married my mom to her first husband. So that was kind of weird for me to see as a kid, a picture of my dad marrying mom to her first husband. I was like, what's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I told my mom about it yesterday that I'm going to be performing this ceremony. And she's so excited. She's like, oh, she's like, are you nervous? Yeah, a little, but it'll be fine. They're really close friends of mine. They were down a couple weeks ago, and they asked if they could come by my home one evening, and we got it all worked out where they could get over here. And they asked me, and they're like, we understand if you don't want to do it. And I say, well, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Death to the towel. Nathan, good morning. Happy Black Friday. I hope you are not out shopping. I will not be going out shopping. Nathan, I was just telling Patty, what's up with the video feed? From my end, it looks fine. Is it all split up and green? That's someone else was telling me that last week, that it was like 2 screens of my face, and it was green and distorted. They took a screenshot. Hey, Daryl, what's up? Nathan's telling me the screen is looking bad. It's split screen or whatever. I got a bad connection on my video or whatever. But yeah, Nathan, I was just telling Patty that I've been asked to perform a wedding in Virginia. So it's all messed up again, and that was me sending you the picture. Okay. But yeah, my friend Elise Trefney and Matt Crouch worked with them at the Flying Fish for probably 4 or 5 years, and they asked me to do their wedding. There's Nathan sending me a picture. Yep, that must be that cheap Philips USB cord, because earlier I did the video with it just plugged into the computer, which like showing on my face, and it had no problem. So I'm not sure if it's the USB cables. Is the video completely froze? Can you see the flag blowing at all, or should I stop the feed and try again, or is it okay that you can just all hear me chatting it up? Yeah, buy a new cord at the dollar store. Well, I'll have to buy 4 of them. It's not froze. Okay. Yeah, it's working. So I'll have to buy 4 of them, because it's about 12 feet from the computer to the window. Well, maybe 10 feet. But those cords are, I think, 4 foot apiece. 25 minutes in here on the chat live feed. We got 3 people in the room. It's Black Friday, and I'm going nowhere except to work around 2:30. Supposed to be one of our busiest days of the winter today, so we'll see how that goes. It's 48 degrees in Myrtle Beach, clear, kind of hazy skies. Clear and hazy. That can't be both, right? UV index is 3, moderate, 5-mile visibility. Yep. I see how it looks. That's a green, ugly screen. Yeah, I could try to replace the cables one by one or in different order. Just unplug them, plug them back in. Maybe there's just a dirt connection between the connections, the connectors there. I was just telling Patty also about making liquid laundry detergent. If you want to save money, now I know it doesn't smell like your favorite. It's not Tide, and you can make it whatever scent you want with essential oils. But I just made 5 gallons of liquid laundry detergent for literally like $4 or $5, and that'll last me 6 months. So yeah, a lot of money savings there. If you ever want to look into that, there's a bunch of recipes online for the liquid laundry detergent. I use one that's got Fels Naphtha bar soap, Zote, Z-O-T-E bar soap, borax, and washing soda, not to be confused with baking soda. But yeah, you can make it smell whatever scent you want. I just kind of stick with the whatever that Zote and Fels Naphtha smells like. Smells fresh to me. You can also make your own fabric softener. Okay. Let's see. Let me read back here. But it's barely holding on, kind of like the towel. You can tie, replace, and then one by one. The towel is never going to rip off. The shirt will disintegrate before the towel will break. Towel is probably the only thing holding the t-shirt up. Oh, Nathan, I hope you're listening. They're trash talking you. We got 2 towel members here and 1 shirt member. Well, I guess I'm on team shirt too. From the beginning, I was almost persuaded to switch to team towel. I know Daryl keeps trying to get me to switch teams because that poly cotton blend is just not going to rip. It's got a seam all the way around it. But because of the UV rays, that cotton shirt's supposed to fall apart. We'll see. I mean, honestly, if it goes to the end of the year, it probably will. Maybe I'll let it run until one falls. That could be a year or 2 years. I hope it's not that long. Not that I don't enjoy doing these feats. They are fun. But I really miss having my American flag up there. I mean, I'd look out my kitchen window, making my cup of coffee every morning and see my flag going there. And then now I got to look at a shirt and a towel. And the flag I had was a fairly new flag. It was nice, bright red, white, and blue. And now I'm waiting on a shirt and towel to fall. You're a secret towel guy. Hashtag Taliban. The Taliban. Are they part of the Al Qaeda? The Taliban? They work with the Al Qaeda. Mm-hmm. Now my YouTube page is flagged because I said both of those names back to back. Oh, nice breeze today. Went out there to take dogs for a walk, and it was blowing pretty hard. Had to put my little beanie on, or stocking cap, we call them in Illinois. Here they call them toboggans. It's like, a couple things in the north, like you call your stocking cap. They call it toboggan here. Your shopping cart in Illinois, it's a shopping cart. You go around the store with your shopping cart. Here, it's called a buggy. In Illinois, a buggy is something Amish people get pulled in by horses. So kind of funny the different names of things when you go to a different region of the same country. But U.S. is pretty big. Yes, you're right. Yeah, if I tried to paint that American flag on there, I'd have a lot of people very, very upset with me, and I would not do that. I might do skull and crossbones. We had always talked about that, and I don't know. I'd have to print a stencil. I have a printer. I could print a stencil, then cut it into a piece of cardboard, and then I think lay the cardboard down, put some weights on the cardboard, and then aerosol can it on. But that's messing with the towel and shirt. I'm not really supposed to touch them so much. I think we had talked about not actually messing with those items. I did pull it down one day to get pictures of where the carabiners are kind of pulling through on both of them. And I should do that again, get a new update on photos. I don't know about everybody in the room would care to hear so much about the thief story. It is funny. I do get that, but some people might not laugh as much as I do about it. I'm getting hungry for some breakfast. I'm out of eggs. I was really wanting some eggs for breakfast, but no eggs are left. I've ate enough ham yesterday that I probably shouldn't eat any ham today. My salt intake's probably through the roof. You know, it almost sounds good because it's kind of chilly. Because it's kind of chilly. I might do a tomato soup and a grilled cheese. Yeah, what you do for Thanksgiving. My Uncle Nathan, effort equals results, asked, what did I do for Thanksgiving? So really, no, you're right. Go next door and ask for an egg. I'll get to both of those. What I did for Thanksgiving, my neighbor Adam invited me to his family's Thanksgiving. I've been there the past, I think 2 or 3 years, and I always take my guitar over there and we play music and the family plays, and they always have a big spread, and we go out in the backyard and we have like a BB gun shooting competition, pellet gun, BB pellet gun, whatever you want to call it, and shooting cans and bottles, and that's always fun. But this year I was babysitting a couple dogs for my friend Jessica. She's got a Labrador mix and a German Shepherd mix, Maya and Bailey. So I thought it'd be fun just to kind of hang out with these dogs. I don't have any dogs, so it's kind of nice when I have a couple here. We've been running around in the woods and letting them do their thing out there, and just taking it really easy. I made that liquid laundry detergent yesterday. I worked on my new vacuum, made an extension cord for it so I don't have to keep plugging it in when I go through the house. I can be in one plug and vacuum the whole house. I took the old vacuum motor out of the old vacuum that still works. I plan on using it for a project. I caught up all of my laundry. It is all caught up. What else did I do? I was pretty busy yesterday. I had to add a battery terminal to my Ford Ranger, the lead battery, where the 12 millimeter nut tightens up the cable to the battery connector. Had just gotten soft and kind of wore through, and it wasn't making a strong enough bond or connection to get the vehicle started. So this time I went with a brass connector, which I've never bought before because it's more expensive, and I like doing things cheap because I grew up poor, and I'm trying to save as much as I can all the time. But this time I said, no, we're going to go brass. We're going to see if this thing lasts a little bit longer. And went ahead and put that on a new battery. I did learn, if you get a Walmart battery, keep your receipt. You got a 2-year warranty on that. So my battery, the previous battery, went out at 2 years and 6 or 7 months. So I got that on my cork board with all my receipts for things that have warranties on them. What else did I do today? Oh, yesterday I added a new water pump to my washer fluid tank on the Ranger. I was trying to spray my windows clean one day and nothing was happening. And I'm like, well, I must have blew a fuse. Look at the fuse. Fuse is good. Went over the motor, pulled the motor out, came inside. I had a 12-volt battery inside, took the connectors, see if it'd kick on. Nothing. So curiously, took off the top portion of the pump and saw inside that the magnets inside have cracked and broken. Pieces got in there, and the bushings were pretty much shot too. So I went ahead and ordered a new one on Amazon for $10, had it shipped for free. Everywhere else in town was $16 to $20 for the pump. So it did mention on that page, though, that the outlet tube for the hose that goes to the window is actually a little bit smaller than the original, the OEM. And so I just found another hose and plugged it into the old hose, and it works great. And for the first time also, I've splurged on a window cleaning solution for all three of my vehicles. It's the 2-in-1 by Rain-X. It's the orange color one. It's a little bit more, but man, I really like it a lot. After the rain, it beads up, and I can't remember what the freezing temp is, but it's way down there, colder than what we're going to get. So I did take all the water out of all three vehicles and added that stuff to it, because we did get down to 37 last night. We were supposed to get down to 34 last week. It never happened. But I also insulated the bottom of my rental trailer, all the water pipes, and the bottom of my trailer, and closed off the pin, what is it called? The skirt around the trailer on both of this one and the rental. I taped up and put some cinder blocks around the big holes to keep the cats from out from being underneath there. Cindy's got 14 cats now, so she said she was going to take some and give them to someone and this and that, and she keeps saying that, and more cats are being born and more cats. I like having some cats to keep snakes out of the yard, but when they start getting underneath my home and tearing it up, I'm not really too pleased with that. And last time I got under the home, I found 2 kittens, and that were maybe 3 or 4 days old. And I did give them to Cindy. But at the same time, I'm thinking, oh, here we go. More cats. Sold 3 tires of mine. When I had a flat on the Pathfinder, I had the 3 tires left. One of the 4 went flat. The 3 tires that I had left, I sold for $25 on Let Go. Drove up to Dollar General by the house, and lady came over and gave me $25 for them. So that was better than having to pay Black's Tire to take my tires. Okay, what do I do for Thanksgiving? Go next door and ask for an egg. Now, this is true. Adam has birds. He's got 2 hens. I'm sure if I went over there right now and got me a couple eggs, he would not mind. I bought a new Bud Buster. It's the shape of a flashlight, and it grinds automatically. It works great. Oh, very nice. Can you just block them off from getting under your place? Yeah, that's why I did center blocks, and I used some Gorilla Tape and on my home, but Gorilla Tape's the one I have is dark black, and my skirting is white, so it kind of looks, trashy. Whatever. But on the rental, I used some white duct tape to cover up the holes on that, and it looks a lot better. You can't hardly notice it from the road. The new window I put in over there is fit in great, and I noticed while I was putting in that the new window that there was a fairly new window put in before that, just to the left of that window. So I was looking at the caulking job. It looked like they took the caulking gun and just first time using it, but caulking was all over the side of the trailer and all around the window. And I'm going to take the other caulking gun, the one I have over there, and fix a couple spots that weren't completely sealed. Yeah, you plant some bushes along there, you won't see it. You're right. That's not a bad idea. Come springtime, come springtime, I might do that, because in the area, and it's in the front side of the home. And what happened is people take a weed eater and they try to weed eat around the trailer, and it just cuts up that plastic like no problem. It's like, are you dumb? Don't do that, you know? So I even told my rentee, you know, I'm like, if you have a weed eater, don't weed eat around there. And he hasn't really done much yard work at all since I've been there. So I just wanted to mention to him, but we did get out where they did break the glass in the window on the east side of the rental. We picked up all that glass out of the little garden there and got all that raked up, put on a couple pair of leather gloves, got that taken care of, and may be able to get the tiller over there in spring and till all that up and try to plant something, make that yard look a little bit better. I did bring in some plants from outside. I brought in my ghost pepper plant. It's doing really well. It's got 5 peppers on it. They're still green, waiting for them to turn red. But I've got a couple succulents in the window that are doing very well. A Thai chili pepper plant that's doing well. There's 2 snake plants that I brought from outside. A friend gave me. The snake plants are producing a lot of oxygen for the home. If you didn't know, because I didn't, snake plants actually produce the second most oxygen for an indoor plant. I've got 2 of them in the house, so pretty cool. It's one of those plants you only have to water every 2 to 6 weeks as well, so it's not something you have to keep up on. Got 4 people in the room. It's 12:35 in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or Conway, South Carolina. I'm 16 miles from the beach and 32 feet above sea level. The Waccamaw River has completely receded down from, well, not completely. It's still a couple feet high, but it's low enough that you can drive down by the river now without the military telling you, nope, you can't come here. So that's good. We actually took a ride down through there, and I wanted to get a recording, but I didn't want to record and drive at the same time of the piles of trash where people have ripped out the inside of their homes, just totally gutted them, and had the insurance company, you know, help take care of some of their issues. And lots of crews out there. If you go to the landfill, there's constant trucks going in there with debris and trying to get rid of stuff. When I move into my current apartment, the people across the hall from me left thousands of dollars in electronics in their place. So the owner told me, take what you want. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. I've always loved the idea of storage units, because same deal, you know, people, they don't pay their rent. You know, you get their stuff out of storage unit. I actually watched a video last night where a guy who watched the Pacific Crest Trail, the PCT, I think it is, Pacific Coast Trail. He walked that, and when he came back, he had no place to live, and he ended up living in a storage unit. But this thing, he had a storage unit just like an apartment. He had a full screen television, all of his game console, surround sound. He had a small refrigerator. He had water that he got from a water fountain that was close by that he brought in containers. The only thing I didn't really see is his bathroom, which he may have to walk somewhere to do that. But he had a bar set up. He had a nice sized bed. He had a closet. He in the ceiling, he hung his shoes and his games and his movies. He had nunchucks up there. He had Wi-Fi. He had electricity that he had ran a electric cable to an outlet junction box. Maybe I should pull this up for you guys. If you're interested in seeing this, this really blew my mind. For a guy paying storage rental fees, but saving a ton of money. 007 Craft is his name on YouTube. Pause this here, copy and paste. But he said that the trick to all that is not getting caught, you know. But when you have an electric cable coming from an outlet from outside the storage unit into your room, plus you got your surround sound going on, you're watching TV. I think the owner would be a little suspicious. But it's not the first time I heard of people living in storage units. Actually, an acquaintance of mine in Myrtle Beach was living in a storage unit. Let's see back here. Okay. Patty says, I can't do plants. When I buy silk flowers, the petals fall off before I get to the car. That's real bad. There's no green thumb there, is there? It's a that's funny. I have an iPhone ghetto blaster that I can't use because I never had an iPhone. Oh, I gotcha. An iPhone ghetto blaster. Can't use because I never had an iPhone. Yeah, I've never had an iPhone. I know a lot of people that love them. I just can't afford it. I can't see myself spending $1,000 or $800 or $600 or $500 or $400. I mean, I maybe $300 because that's like a computer. $200 maybe, but the phone I have right now is $30. $30. You're like, what? No way. A cell phone. It does all the smartphone stuff. It does Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, all of your apps that you would normally have. It had 15 gigs of memory with another 15 gig memory card insert on it. I have a battery that lasts way better than my Samsung Galaxy S3 did. $30 is an Alcatel Raven. And this is through the company TracFone. I had T-Mobile for probably 12 years, and I was paying $69 to $79 a month, I think it was. And the coverage was spotty at best. And this is in the Myrtle Beach area. And so my brother, when he come to visit me, he was with a TracFone. And, I was like, oh, TracFone, they're a cheap company. They can't be that good. Terrible coverage, blah, blah, blah. And when he was down here, he had better coverage than I did with T-Mobile. And that was enough to convince me when we would go somewhere and he could make a call and I couldn't. He had data and I didn't. I went ahead and had T-Mobile shut off my account. And with the T-Mobile phone I currently had, I was able to switch over to TracFone. And TracFone has saved me hundreds, maybe $1,000 a year, because the data you have to buy is $10 a gig. But I'm on Wi-Fi at home. I'm on Wi-Fi at work. Almost everywhere you go, most restaurants, anywhere you go, has Wi-Fi now. So I'll only use the data when I absolutely have to, and you can turn your data off. Excuse me. And so I've had to buy a year plan that expires in July of 2019. I bought it in July, a year plan. It wasn't that much, and the minutes and the texts. I mean, I have like 5,000 or 6,000 minutes and 5,000 or 6,000 texts, and I don't think I've bought any of those in a long time. And sometimes just out of the blue, I get more texts and I get more minutes. And I asked my brother, I said, how does this happen? Like, I didn't buy any. They said, well, TracFone, I guess they do that, because you pay your bill on time, or, I mean, there's no really paying your bill on time. I don't know what they could be kind of chasing down, but they're giving me free minutes and free texts. I have an expensive phone. My ex gave it to me. Yeah, I the last expensive phone I had was either the LG Stylo or the Samsung Galaxy S3. And the S3, the only downside I have with the Alcatel Raven, this $30 phone, is the 5 megapixel camera face and the 5 megapixel camera rear camera. And because I do YouTube videos, I really need a better camera, because it's just more convenient to take a video on the spot with your phone than it is to carry around a real camera. And there's sometimes where you're like, oh man, I got to record this right now, where you won't have your camera. So I've been looking at a Samsung J7 Crown. And this is from TracFone. and it's 229. It's got a 14 megapixel camera, rear and front, and it will also include 1,500 minutes and text and data as well. So I may do that. I'm really on the fence about it. I'm like, this camera works, or I mean, Aaron, this camera works. Just kind of do it until it wears out. You know, it's a $30 phone. But at the same time, I'm not going to feel bad if I lose a $30 phone. I'm not going to care, you know? I mean, I see so many people get bent out of shape crying and they've lost their $1,000 cell phone. My rugby family finally quit after 5 years, had to borrow one from my sister. Oh, your rugby finally, not family. My rugby finally quit after 5 years. I don't know if I'm familiar with the rugby. Let me see. Rugby cell phone. Okay, there it is. The Rugby Pro. Samsung Galaxy Rugby Pro. After 5 years, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. They've got it here, the Rugby Pro SGH i547, $118. It's got a 4.5 star, 4.4 star rating. Yeah, Samsung makes a good phone. I did find my Samsung that I had to send it in for some issue, and then they sent me a refurbished one. Like, oh, you know, brand new refurbished phone. Well, what happened? The phone was just draining juice like mad. It would run the battery down, and so I bought a battery extension pack. I can't remember the name of it, Assurian or something like that. But it was like double the width of a regular cell phone battery, and it came with a plastic case because the regular case wouldn't hold how big the battery is. And so you put that in there, and the phone is like an inch thick. I mean, it was huge. And I'm like, oh, this will, you know, keep, you know, charge all day long, because my phone would die in the middle of the day without even using it. So it helped maybe 3 more hours, but still, this battery claimed to keep your phone running for 24 hours. And it would still barely do 7 or 8. So something was wrong with the phone. I contacted Samsung. They didn't want to hear it, and I just kind of got fed up with it and just dealt with it. Can I move my router near the window to use a shorter line? No, unfortunately not. The cable that comes in through the floor of this trailer has its max stretch length already. I wanted to move it to the farthest bedroom on the west, so my rental would be able to use the Wi-Fi through there. But eventually I went ahead and ran a Ethernet cable under the trailer 500 feet to their trailer so they can have internet as well. And it's been working well for them. No, I really can't move the router box because of the actual cable. I have plenty of Ethernet cable to run over there, but no, I don't think that would work. I may just need to test those USB cables out. So how did this sauce work for you the other night? You told me you were going to make burgers and fries. Oh, yes. Lozano's salsa. Let me tell you about it, folks. If you have not had Lozano's salsa, Daryl and I recommend it. This is a Costa Rican condiment that I can't really put a taste on it to match it with anything similar. The bottle looks like it's going to be like a dark sauce, like Worcestershire or soy sauce. But the sauce inside is more of a dark, I don't know, like a kind of a, it's got the consistency it's a little less thick than ketchup. It's got the look of kind of yellowish, brownish, little bits of pieces of stuff in it. I just had a little bit of it there. Just pour a little in my hand there. Molasses you can taste. You can taste cumin. You can taste, I think, turmeric. Let me read what this is here. Ingredients: water, sugar, carrot, bacon, cauliflower, cucumber, bell peppers, molasses, spices, food starch modified, chili pepper. Yeah, so in Costa Rica, they use this on French fries and burgers. And I made it the other night with the French fries. And I got to tell you, I probably ate half a cup of this stuff because I just drenched my burger in it. When you take a bite and run down my hand, because I really like this stuff. It may be one of my new favorite condiments. And I told my kitchen manager at work about it. And he knows a lot about food. He's like, no, I've never heard of it. He said, I'd love to try some, bring it in. So, yep, this will be coming with me to work today, if I remember. I always say, yeah, I'll bring it to work. And then I get there, I'm like, crap, I forgot to put that in the vehicle. But yeah, it's on Amazon, $8.99 free shipping, but it's 400 milliliters, 700 milliliters. A nice volume of sauce. I was looking at some videos online. It was showing that you could saute onions and peppers and squash and zucchini all together, and then put some of this in there, and then throw some beef in there, and do like a vegetable beef type of thing. It looked good to me. That sauce is nice with French fries. Great little. Let's see what I don't know the sodium content. 790 milligrams of salt. For how many? It doesn't say here. Amount per serving. Calories 25. Carbohydrates 6 grams. 5 grams of sugar. Yeah, so it's got 33% of your daily value of salt, but I'm a big fan of salt. I know I need to slow down my salt intake. But not just yet, not until Lozano's is gone. I do like trying new foods. If anyone has recommendations of sauces that they love, I may try. Oh, I hear my mailman. There he is, USPS in his little box truck. I'm expecting some LED lights, but from Amazon for my porch. They're activated, motion detected. Let's see. Nope. It says on Amazon, it's saying it's going to be here November 28th, so I still got some time. Most likely just a bill out there. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat this morning. Now the humidity is the lowest it's been this fall in my home. I've got that thermometer and humidity detection. It's at 43% in the house right now, which they say is okay. Up to 50% is pretty good, but I can definitely tell in my sinuses that everything's drying out, which I did buy a humidifier, and I plan on using it soon. But once it gets down to like 39, 38%, that's when I'll start using it. But as of right now, we're at 43% in the house. It was a high of 64% humidity sometime within the last 24 hours and a low of 41% humidity. I'm at 77 degrees in the house. It was a high of 81. That was last night in the middle of the night when I woke up sweating. And then a low of 63. Nice. I got some speakers and touch-up paint I'm hoping to get today or tomorrow. There is a crazy how you get from mail order stuff when it shows up like Xmas. You are right. I love, it is nice ordering things online. And now it's better than ever tracking your items, because back in the day, you had to copy the number, go to another Google page, paste, find the right carrier, and now it does all that for you. So I made it convenient. Yeah, Nathan, I will be referring back to your headlight cleaning video on the Pathfinder. I went ahead and got the new fog light bulb for it, and it looks great. But then I'm looking at my regular headlights, and they need that 100, 200 grit sandpaper for a wet sand and do that whole polishing. So I'm going to try to do that here sometime too. Make a note of that. Pathfinder light cleanup. So I did seal off the back of the Pathfinder as well. I had a leak in there that was every time it rained, the back of the Pathfinder would fill up with water. And come to find out, it wasn't the hole in the roof necessarily. I mean, that could have been part of it. It wasn't completely the hole that was underneath the back door. All that's been filled in. It's been sanded down and primered and then filled. But 1,000 grit to 1,500 grit to 3,000 grit. Okay. Good thing I didn't get the wrong one. That would have really scratched them up. So, but I did find out where the leak was around that back door. It was actually the window, not the door seal on the back of the vehicle. It was the window seal where the window opens on the back door. It was just full of leaves and crap and black mildew and mold. And so I got out there and pulled all that out of there. And there was a wire that went to the rear brake light in the center of the window that was folded up in between the gasket and the door. And so pulled that back with a little bit of tape and cleaned everything up, closed it up, and it's rained twice. And knock on wood, no water has been in the vehicle. So if that completely seals it, great. If not, I'm going to get a little bit of silicone paste. 3M makes a silicone paste, which I would like to use on my windows as well. My windows go up and down really slow. I know the motors are old from a 2002 Pathfinder, and it will help them go up and down without having to exert so much energy to do so. But I will also use that silicone paste on the gaskets. It's safe for rubber and plastics. What'd I get? Someone calling me? Everybody, I'm going to put you on pause here. I'm getting a phone call. Well, I guess it was an accident. Phone call. Started to ring and tried to answer that. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, accident. Well, first cup of coffee is gone. I'm going to switch to hot tea. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Mr. Rogers? Was that Mr. Rogers? Yeah, won't you be my neighbor? I need to think about lunch. What am I doing for lunch today? I thought about tomato soup, but I don't have tomato soup. I've got bread and cheese. I can still make a grilled cheese. Yeah, yesterday I come to think of it, I said, well, I had bacon for breakfast. I didn't have any eggs like I wanted today, but then I had a big bone-in ham for lunch with beans and carrots, and so I'm been eating a ton of pork. Slow it down, Aaron. Slow it down. Oh, for lunch today, I guess it's a late breakfast. I still got some pineapple left over that I used for the ham. And I still got plenty of beef jerky. Oh, Daryl's drinking a cold beer. Having that noon beer for lunch. I might just make a hot dog. That's easy. Hot dog in the microwave. How about this? I'll try a hot dog with some Lozano's. That's what I'm going to do. Have me a little snack, a little hot dog with Lozano's salsa. They call it salsa, but I think salsa is tomatoes and onions and peppers and cilantro. This is not a salsa in my mind. It's more of a sauce. I'm still eating pork, right? Yep, chicken and pork. This hot dog is made with chicken and pork. I do have to remember when I turn on my microwave, I need to shut off my heater because the space heater and the microwave, they're not in the same outlet, but they're on the same wire through the side of the wall, and I can hear the microwave be pulled down when the heater comes on, and it's drawing too much amperage. And so when I use the microwave, I just turn the heat off for a second until the hot dog is done cooking. There we go. That's good, about 40 seconds. And we'll turn the heater back on. There we go. Gotta tell you, I really like this heater. Not so much. I wasn't impressed with the picture they put online. Makes it look a lot bigger, but I'm kind of glad it's smaller because I already have limited space in here. So when it came, I was like, "Oh man, this thing is so small," and then I'm like, "Oh man, this thing is so small." But yeah, it looks great. The glass windows on all sides lets you see the fake coals and the fake fire. It almost gives you that warm feeling, though. Presentation is very important. Yeah, I'm going to have to take the neighbor's dog out here. What, an hour and a half? Gunner and Ammo. They've been wanting to come over here and play with these dogs all day the past couple of days. And yeah, they've been wanting to come over here and play with these dogs, and I just don't know how well these dogs are behaved with other dogs. I mean, they're really great dogs. I'm sure they do fine, but they're not my dogs, so I am not going to chance any type of confrontation. Yeah, I just doused that hot dog in Lozano's. It almost tastes like a curry sauce, sweet curry sauce that you get on falafel or shawarma. Nice. Oh, it's good on a hot dog. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'd like some fresh onion on that. I like that. You know, I think I've kind of expanded my sauces on mustards over the years too. I was always just a yellow mustard guy, but now I'm starting to like those different mustards. The Grey Poupon, those things like got a little horseradish bite to them, or brown spicy mustard. I like that now. I guess when I was young, I wasn't willing to try those things, and now I'm living on my own. I'm like, I'll buy it. Let's see. I'm seeing here. Oh, I see what you're purchasing there, Daryl. The Martian. Well, in Canada, it's legal now. Not here yet. Some people are saying that it's going to be by 2020. I doubt it. I don't think so. Not down here anyway. Oh, you're waiting on your camera. You got you a D-Link DCS pan and tilt indoor camera. Okay, yeah, that's a 360 all the way around, 110 degree field of view, 1080p full HD video. Yeah, we were looking at those, weren't we? You got to let me know how that thing works for you. Patty says hot dog equals yellow mustard and sweet relish. I love that combination too. Yep. You know, it's like that song, I like my dogs with mustard and relish. That's a good country song too. Who was that? That was Alabama. Yeah, that sure was. Alabama sang that. The cheap seats. I like my dog with mustard and relish. We like our beer flat as can be. We like our dogs with mustard and relish. We got a great pitcher. What's his name? We can't even spell it. We don't worry about the pennant much. We just like to see them boys hit it up. There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats. Yeah, Alabama. We actually work right next to the Alabama Theater in Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach. Their kind of bar venue was in Myrtle Beach called the Bowery. And I've always told myself I was going to make it over there. Not yet to make it. I definitely don't go out as much as I used to, and I'm glad. I did win a ticket to the movie theater for a movie of my choice for being a Google local guide. So what is a Google local guide? Local guide is someone that goes around to where they go. Say I went to a store and I bought something from the store. And then you can give like a Google review about it. Take a picture of the store. You could upload a photo. Different things you do make different points. The more points you get, the more perks you get from Google. Well, Google had given me a terabyte of cloud space. So I've been taking as much video and pictures and stuff and uploading it to Google Drive because I had 1 year to use that perk. So I've been trying to upload all the videos and photos and stuff I have to that. And I just got a reminder that I have like 1 month left to upload as much as I can to get to that terabyte mark. And then they'll stop that perk. But they gave me a perk for a free movie. So I've been looking. I'm between a couple different movies. Let's see here. Oh, I'm between Ralph Breaks the Internet. I know it's a cartoon, but I do like cartoons from that group. I'm between that. I'm between Venom. A Star is Born, because I'm a musician. My friend is also a musician. She said she loved it. I kind of watched the trailer of it. It looks more like a love story. Bohemian Rhapsody. I can watch that later. But for a free ticket, you know, there's not a whole lot to choose from for the month of November. Then I was looking at Robin Hood. Looks pretty decent. The new Robin Hood. There's Grinch as well. You know, it could be in the festive season. But then come December, we got a couple movies. Mary Poppins is coming out in December. And I've heard some great reviews already of it, but not a whole lot to choose from. So I have this ticket is good till January 4th. So I may look to see what movies are in January, the first part of the month. There may have at least a couple in there that I may be able to choose from. Buster Scruggs on Netflix is awesome. I don't have a Netflix account. Honestly, I don't watch a whole lot of TV. My laptop gets, or my desktop screen gets more time than my TV does. I like watching traveling shows on YouTube. This one guy goes to all over Asia, to Thailand, Hong Kong, Japan, and I like watching the street foods and seeing some neat traveling stuff. And I've always wanted to travel somewhere over in Asia. My passport's good for another 10 years, so probably 9 now. Mm-hmm. Daryl just posted a link. Don't forget to bring a towel. Daryl, I don't know. You need to retry that Lozano's on a hot dog. That, in my opinion, that was pretty tasty. I can't believe I have blooms on my pepper plants in my house and on November 23rd. Pardon, a little spice. It's not spicy. Maybe it's the type of hot dog. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Got some good breeze outside. It's blowing pretty well. I'm kind of anxious to have a day off with a good storm again, that I can do a radio room, a live feed where we can actually see some action on the flagpole. I'm curious to see it get wet and freeze. I want to see if that extra weight is going to be hard on either of them. Russ Taff, I still believe. Okay, let me see there. Nice. He looks like a guy in Myrtle Beach. Oh, it's in movie theaters. October 30th. This is a past event. Okay, so it was already out. I haven't seen it yet. In theaters, October 30th. Honestly, don't go to the movie theater very often. It's in town. It's about a 20-minute drive for me. Even when I lived in town, though, I didn't go to the movie theater all that often. Not that I don't like them. I like to go. I guess I don't think about it. I always have honey-do lists for myself to do around the area. By the time I catch up on all that, it's like, I guess it slips my mind. But I do want to try to use that free ticket. I mean, why not? Mm-hmm. Yep, so I'm off Saturday, November 24th, and Sunday, November 25th. I thought I was heading to Charlotte. I'm actually headed to Raleigh, North Carolina. 3 hours and 19 minutes from my home. My friend Jordan just texted me and said that he is not going to be able to make it. So kind of sad, but oh, you know what that means? Maybe I should text someone else. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, I'm going to send a text to another friend of mine, see if she wants to come with me. Probably not. No, because we leave it Sunday. No. Yeah, I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna say, any way you can skip church on Sunday and ride with me to Charlotte or to Raleigh. If you've never used voice to text, that works pretty well. It does make some mistakes, but let's try it here on my phone. Anyway, you want to skip church on Sunday and ride with me to Raleigh? Question mark. Okay, yeah, you say question mark and it puts a question mark there for you. Yep. Slowly warming up here. It's 48. Three guys stranded on a desert island find a magic lantern containing a genie who grants them each one wish. The first guy wishes he was off the island and back home. The second guy wishes the same. The third guy says, I'm lonely. I wish my friends were back here. That's funny. Yep. So they got home and poof, they're back. Oh, man. She says, I wish. She's in Disney. What are you going to Raleigh for? Friendsgiving. My first Friendsgiving. She's down in Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one. Last time I was there, I was probably 10 or 11. Where is the Facebook event? Let me take a look here. I'm trying to figure out the details. I'm supposed to bring a couple sides for the third guy I would murder. Yeah, Universal Studios would be cool. I was too young to really remember it that well. I'm looking back at pictures, I'm like, yeah, I definitely was there, but I don't remember much of it. I remember going down that ride, the Haunted House of Terror or Horror or Haunted House of whatever it was, where you drop straight down, and that was a neat ride. Make your stomach go up in your throat, and you're like gas for air. That's pretty neat. Let me see if I can find this Facebook event. Audreezy. There we go. Where is the event? Following friends, message, events. Yeah, I'm still a rookie, even though I've had events. There we go. 4. There we go. Okay, it's supposed to be 46 to 61 degrees Sunday at 1 p.m. We're going to be in actually Chapel Hill, not Raleigh. This is what she says. It's time to be thankful. Join us at the Poplar Palace for an afternoon of buffet-style fine dining, heavy cat petting, and warm front but cold backsides around the fire pit. We're gearing up to use both table extensions, so bring your friends and appetites. People are invited to come Saturday, join us for the weekend. Our couches and air mattress are divine. Well, I think I better pack my futon mattress and the back of the Pathfinder and some pillows and extra blankets just in case if there's not a bed. I'll get a couple hours of sleep in that vehicle before having to head back. Okay. So I'm going to see my friend Audrey. I'm going to see Mac, Christy. I'm going to see Sarah and Jimmy. These are some friends I met down in Atlanta in September. Let's see, to type on my YouTube chat, maybe on my phone, but on my desktop, it is not showing me a chat option. I wonder if there's a voice option to type onto your YouTube chat. Yep, not on my desktop. Maybe if I did it from my phone. Here we go. Nope, that just mutes the microphone. Jimmy, you say? Yeah, my friend Jimmy. I don't know his last name, Jimmy C. Here we got a message from Jared B, not Jared Bullard. Another Jared B, friend of mine. North Carolina peeps. Anyone want to do something in Greensboro tomorrow? I'm in Charlotte now, but we'll be in Greensboro tomorrow. These guys are always doing something. They're driving. They've got nice jobs. They make 6 figures a year, and they're like 10 years younger than me. That's what education does. I mean, I don't make six figures, but... Oh, my hot tea. I forgot about it. There we go. Yeah. It's getting warm in here. 77 degrees. I'm going to turn the heat down. Well, you know, I haven't heard anything from Rick Atkin. He was our radio guy during the hurricane. He actually has a radio station. I'm going to send him a message because last I heard from him was about a month ago. So let's send him a message here if I can find him in my messages. How do I do this? Nope, that's not it. Search. Rick. There he is. Message. Hello, Rick. Aaron here. Period. They spelled Aaron Earon. No. Earon? That's the first time I've seen that one. Just wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and a wild and wacky Black Friday. LOL. Period. Hope you are doing well. I spent the day with a couple dogs and a bone-in ham. Wanted to stop by and say hello. There we go. Send Rick a message. He was nice enough to send me a message while I was in Illinois. And I haven't heard anything from old Joe PR either. You know, he was in the room all 6 days. Love for him to chime back in one day. There we go. Phone is blowing up. Mr. Popularity. Woo! Not really. Oh, the little Jimmy song. Yeah, I got to be careful. Open those links up because it starts playing, and I get a little copyright infringement for having a little music in the background. But I will put that to the side too. I'm going to watch that along with Patty's Mary, Did You Know? Mary, did you know that your baby? Okay. Oh, close the news. News is garbage. I can close this tab. I can close this tab. I can close this tab. Okay, well, now we're down to 5 tabs. I feel better. Welcome to the room. 4 people in the room. It's an hour and 31 minutes in. 1:24 p.m. in Conway, South Carolina. It is slowly warming up here. 37 degrees last night. We're currently at 53. Just had a hot dog, but I'm still hungry. We're gonna have a high of 55. Woohoo! There's a seagull. No, maybe not. Maybe it's an egret. Can't really tell from that distance. But there are seagulls 16 miles from the beach, because I am like several, maybe, I don't know, 2 miles from the Solid Waste Authority. And the birds fly over there to eat trash. I rarely get a smell that comes over this way, though. If you drive by there, you definitely smell it, but I'm far enough away that it has to be, the wind has to be just right. Yep, they put the low-income people next to garbage dumps, you know. Good stuff. I'm going to have to peel off my hooded sweatshirt. Yeah, I drained all the water out of my garden hoses because I didn't want them to freeze and bust. I probably should bring the hoses in. Might be better for them over the winter. I've gone through several garden spigots, not spigots, but spray nozzles over the past couple of years. And the one you squeeze with your hand, those things just keep breaking on me. They're pretty cheap. But I've got one from Harbor Freight made out of brass. It's just a straight tube, and you just twist the end of it. And it is great. There's a Harbor Freight app as well that you can get coupons on anything you plan on going to the store for. You can just pull the app up and show them the coupon. Save money on your Harbor Freight trip. You get on the mailing list, they send you the 20% off coupons, but they are only for certain things. You can't get gas motors. You can't get welders. You can't get air compressors, floor jacks, Want to try another delicious food from Costa Rica? Sure. Send me a link and I'll take a look at it. Or just tell me what it is and I'll search it up. Here we go. Ah, yuccas. Yes, the yucca plant. I don't think I've ever had yuccas. Are they salted? Yeah, con sal, yes, with salt. Like you. Oh, they're not salted. Yuccas? Yuccas? My Spanish or Costa Rican language, whatever it is not very good. Hojuelas de yucca. Hojuelas de yucca. Cassava. That's the plant. Cassava chips. Yuccas must be the brand. Cassava. Okay. Commonly called cassava. Yucca. Brazilian arrowroot is a woody shrub native to South America of the spurge family. When dried to a powdery or pearly extract, it is called tapioca. In its fried granular form is named gari. Okay. Let's see a couple pictures here. Yeah, it looks almost like the inside looks kind of like a potato, but I have seen these. I've seen these at the grocery store. Ucas. 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 Well, I learned while I was in Israel, the first word I learned was avocado, and that's just because it's pronounced avocado. So I got that one right. is pronounced Yucas. Yucas. Okay. I got it. Yucas. An old dog can learn new tricks. Yeah. That hot dog was not enough. I'm moving on. I'm thinking of pizza. I'm going to make a pizza. I've got a frozen pizza in there. Maybe a frozen pizza with Lozano's. Something easy. I don't mind using the oven in the winter as much.
What I've always wanted to try is tacos with Lozano sauce.
Yes. Tacos with Lozano sauce. Good idea. I could incorporate that right into the taco meat. Instead of using taco seasoning. It kind of does have a taco taste to it. But it's not taco seasoning taste. It's just similar. Yeah, big E. coli breakout with old ramen across the country. We, of course, got rid of it, all of it, in our restaurant, and Salads are only iceberg lettuce now, so we can't use any spring mix, nothing like that. There's a funny picture here online. Someone put the Ricola guy, the Ricola. Someone put a big piece of romaine in the guy's mouth and put E. coli. E. coli. Oh, there's Chris. This is Cindy's son. Pulling up in his Dodge. Nice looking car. He keeps her pretty clean. The best ramen. I do need to open my eyes to some new ramen. Shin ramen. Shin ramen. Noodle soup. Nongshim. Spicy. Made in the USA. I'll have to look for it. I mean, I have a box full of chicken ramen. The very popular. I can't remember what it is. It's. Let's see here. I got one. Oh, the Maruchan. Yeah. Or Murukan or whatever. My redneck accent. Marukan. It's that Moroccan chicken flavor. You know, every once in a while, need something easy. Ramen. Do a live cooking with Aaron. Yeah, you know, I should do a cooking show. I'm going to put that on the list, Uncle Nate. Cooking show with Aaron. Oh, come on, dogs. Don't bark. They hear ding, and they think it's a doorbell. Or sometimes they hear a car door shut or a house door shut, and they're like wondering someone's outside. No, nobody's here. Relax. These are good dogs, though. You know, I don't have any dogs. It's nice to have a couple of them around. They have been really good boy and girls. A live cooking show with Aaron. I wonder what I should cook. You know, I could do a chicken bog, which is the southern staple of South Carolina. They do a chicken bog off every year in Loris, South Carolina, where it's people, you know, challenging who has the best chicken bog. Have they went to the bathroom in your house yet? No, they are pretty darn good. I just walk them out there and take them out in the woods and let them do their own thing. They're not real young. I'm not sure exactly how old they are, but they're good pups. Let's see some ideas. I'm going to think chicken bog takes some time. I mean, it would be an afternoon video. I'd have to be on for a couple hours because first the chicken needs to boil. I mean, I could do that first for 90 minutes. And then, but I already made a YouTube video on making chicken bog. So maybe tacos with the Taco Bell style meat. I think I did a video on that too already. I'll have to think about it. I've
heard of people talking about doing this, but I've never done it because people here in Canada don't tend to do it. But taking a turkey and putting it in a drum full of oil and deep frying it. Have you ever tried that?
I have not tried taking the turkey and frying it in a deep fryer, but it is definitely done quite a bit here in the South. To buy a 5-gallon thing of peanut oil, let's see, it's pretty high. Yeah, for two of them, it's 3 gallons each. So you get 6 gallons of peanut oil for $78. I don't find that cost effective for me, but I have had fried turkey and it is delicious. I've heard people say that, oh, it's so dry. And I said, well, they must have fried the turkey way, way too long, because the one I had was honestly the best tasting turkey I've had. My whole life, my family and relatives have done turkey in the oven. And I usually skipped the turkey and just went for the ham. Maybe a small piece of turkey. And then maybe a day later, I'd take that turkey and make me a turkey salad sandwich, mix it up in the Roto mixer and with some celery and onions and mayo and black pepper and salt. And I'd make me a turkey salad sandwich.
The strangest food I've tried was muskrat. It was like in the oven, it was really greasy.
Daryl says the weirdest food he ever tried was muskrat. Really greasy. I bet so. I mean, it's a kind of water animal. It's not. I mean, it kind of looks like a beaver. We have them here. We definitely have them here. Semi-aquatic rodents named for the musky smell and rat-like appearance, known mostly for the destructive burrowing in ponds, streams, and dams. Pretty interesting looking fella. Looks like a rat to me. But yeah, people eat muskrat. People eat guinea pig. I have had beaver. A guy at work had a beaver and was able to slow cook it and brought it to work, and it fell apart like roast beef, and it had the color of roast beef, and it was pretty good. I was actually impressed. I was impressed. Yeah, some of the people at work eat all kinds of things. They eat raccoon. They say they don't eat possum because that's too of a nasty animal. But I'm like, raccoon's pretty nasty too. I've had deer growing up, plenty of deer. I like deer. Really haven't had a whole variety of different proteins. I've had, of course, cow, pig, chicken, lamb, goat. A message from a friend of mine way down. Let me go. What's she say here?
Hola, hola.
She says, hola, hola. Yeni Alvarado. She's from Bolivia. She's saying hello. I'll talk with her a little bit. Well, it's 1:42 here. I'm going to have to cut it short here. I still need to get showered up, and I still got to walk the neighbor's dogs. I've walked these ones, but still got to walk the neighbor's dogs. And I still got to get something to eat. So that hot dog just wasn't enough. So I'm going to make something else, probably a pizza, and get ready for work. As always, thank you for tuning in and being in touch. It's always great to talk with everyone. And I'll try to be back on in a couple days or whenever I can get to it. I'll try not to space it out too many days. I know we had a break 4 or 5 days where I had some company that stayed with me for a while. And I didn't want to do a live stream with everyone in the background and talking and trying to keep conversation with them and keep them entertained. But don't forget the sauce. You're right. Take the sauce to work. I should put it by the door right now. But as always, thank you everyone for listening, and we'll be in touch. Have yourself a great Black Friday. Don't go out if you don't have to. I have to because I have to go to work. Otherwise, I'd be hanging out here with the dogs again for another day. But Have yourself a great Black Friday, and we will be back here soon. Y'all take care.